Well, here we are. The world's a better place because you were here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I'm the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And this is your reaction to Game 3, Knicks and Celtics. And it was definitely a lot different than the last two games. The Celtics win Game 3 by a score of 115 to 93 on a Saturday afternoon in Madison Square Garden, shutting up the crowd early at the Garden. And yeah, what a mess that was. And eh, as I'm recording and speaking to you on this rare Saturday night podcast, on a night that I don't have plans, on a Saturday night I don't have plans, but that's okay. We have to have our sacrifices so I could be here to talk about the Knicks losing. I just had a busy day all day today. So I did watch the whole game. I just didn't have the chance to react till much later in the night. So I mean it's can you really be surprised? I guess technically you can't be. Usually usually in circumstances like this, it's not out of the question for a team in game 3 down 2-0 to just turn it on when they have the talent to do so. And that's exactly the case for this evening. The Celtics just did everything right, while the Knicks did a lot of things wrong here in game 3. I mean, already dropping 36 points in the first quarter alone. And the Knicks just were cold. Now they've been cold early in the series. They've been cold early in the whole playoffs. They usually don't really tear it up until late second quarter, third quarter, and obviously the fourth quarter. But this was a different story in game 3. And Boston did the one thing everybody was talking about. They made shots today. People were talking about them keep the constant misses and not sinking in shots where they needed to, especially from three, but a solid 50% from the 3-point line today for the Celtics, 20 for they got 20 of 40 shots. And yeah, it worked out. The bench for the Celtics did what they had to do, especially Payton Pritchard. And he led the team with 23 points off the bench. Jayson Tatum bringing 22, Jaylen Brown with 19, Derek White with 17, and they were actually locking down defensively against the Knicks, giving them problems throughout. And even in uncontested shots that they were missing, well, they were making it. Things were working out. It was ugly for the Knicks. OG Anunoby, 2 points. Uh, I know they got away with it in Game 3 when he was off, but today in front of your home crowd, you can't have one of your starters. Excuse me. You can't have one of your starters legitimately score 2 points with 31 minutes of play, only 1 from 6 from the field. Bro wasn't hurt or anything. Bro just shit the bed. Jalen Brunson getting 27, but that came way later as the game went on. Karl Anthony Towns also a rough night, 5 for 18. And the Knicks themselves got the Boston Celtics curse. They were contagious from not making the threes. This time it was on the Knicks side, only hitting 20% of their threes. And then yeah, it was silent. You did exactly what you have to do in a game on the road. You silence the crowd as soon as possible. I mean, the Knicks have been doing it as late as possible for games 1 and games 2, but when the deficit was as much as 25 points, and even slightly when people thought maybe that they could make the comeback, well, that wasn't the case because, again, this time they were actually shooting and things were working out and they were making their shots today, the Boston Celtics. And yeah, really offering and showing off what they could do. And again, Peyton Pritchard with being the star of this game with 35 minutes and 23 points off the bench, a solid 50% from the field, 50% from three. And yeah, that's what was the special outcome this time. Just absolutely ugly. And when the New York Knicks are bringing out their bench players, when Landry Shamet finally shows up for a game, and Prince Akua gets into the game, you know that well, the Knicks have given up at that point. I mean, Huck Porty actually gets in the game with a couple of minutes, and Landry Shamet actually played tonight, and Delon Wright actually played tonight. And yeah, it was a mess for the people who spent $700 plus today. I mean, shit, that was a waste. At least you had the rest of the day, I guess. But I mean, you can't really be that surprised that this was going to happen. Probably that this was going to happen. Probably this was the most important game for the Knicks, because if they actually won this game, the momentum would have been killed. And now we're back into having a series once again. Fucking sucks. But you know what? We got Monday night. Monday night is the game they have to seal the deal. I wanted at least one. I at least wanted a split going into Saturday's game. We cannot lose and go back to Boston tied at 2. We just can't. I gotta go back to Boston up 3-1 and try to seal the deal on Wednesday. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Gotta get to Monday. Gotta get to Monday and just play completely differently. Clearly, the name of the game is the Celtics making their shots will make the big difference. And that game 1 and game 2 is about the Celtics self-destructing compared to the Knicks, actually putting a strong effort there. And we got to stop with these major deficits. Sure, you made it back the first 2 times, but it happened again with a deficit as much as 25 points. And this time they could not, make up for lost time. And I can't, it's not good basketball. I mean, obviously when they come back, it works. But now when shit like this happens and you see Karl-Anthony Towns having another stinker, that's where the accountability must be addressed. And that's where the Knicks really need to get their adjustments. So when they're in Terrytown on Sunday practicing for a big game, you have to figure out how to contest the Celtics more so they can continue to not make their shots. Instead of shooting 50 from the field, they have to shoot 35 again. And then if the Knicks can just get their points in, it'd be nice it'd be nice if OG could score more than 2 points. Mikal Bridges with a slow game as well. 12, 3, and 2. And then Josh Hart was such an important factor in game 2, and then was non-existent in game 3. But as the name of the game has been for the entire NBA postseason, the road team keeps winning. And that's the case again. That's what happened in Indy. That's what happened in Indy on Friday night. They got their ass beat by Cleveland, and they got some momentum back with the return of Mobley and Garland. It happened in OKC, OKC in Denver. Sorry, it happened in Denver with OKC winning. That's the name of the game. It seems that the road teams keep winning. I don't believe we have a home victory yet. At the time of this recording, I have Timberwolves and Warriors. That game might be close. Maybe the Warriors actually break the curse, if you will. I apologize. The Nuggets did win in overtime against the Thunder. But yeah, I was watching that from the bar, so I should know that. My bad. But anyways, regardless though, everybody but what happened with Denver and OKC was everything that happened was the road team winning, and that's what we have again. So Knicks have to win at the Garden. They haven't won in the Garden since game 1 of the series against Detroit. Now a few weeks since then. Gotta get back on the horse. Gotta make sure they miss their shots. Gotta make sure the Celtics bench doesn't go off like they did, especially with Pritchard. with Pritchard being in such an impact. And yeah, as we can see, when Jalen Brunson especially has a slow game, you're kind of cooked. So let's make the adjustments. Make sure Celtics are contested. Make sure Celtics miss their shots. We need our star players and our role players to make a huge step in the right direction, especially the big game from OG and Mikal Bridges. And I believe, and I'm very confident that we'll have a different result when we meet again on Monday night. Yeah, that's where we have to go from here on out. So that's what I got. Game 3, instant reaction, Knicks and Celtics. I'm disappointed with the result. We just have to figure this out, get back on the horse, and go again. So I'll see you on Monday night with a reaction to Game 4, Knicks and Celtics. I'll see you on Tuesday with a tweet cap. I'll see you on Wednesday with a Game 5 instant reaction. Then we got a tweet cap on Friday. If we get to a Game 6, oh, well, we will get to Game 6 at least. Game 6 will be Friday night. We'll see where we're at. I'm definitely doing some. Actually, no, Friday is my brother's graduation, so we'll see. Well, no promises, but if I have to, we'll figure that out then. But Friday, I'll figure it out Friday. I'll get a way to talk and address the crowd. It's probably gonna be very late Friday, but I think we can pull it off for a Friday instant reaction. And yeah, that's gonna be the week. Let's enjoy the rest of the weekend. Rest. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there who mean so much and lead us in the right direction. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you. Miss you, Grandma Fran. And I love you, Grandma Lola. Thumbs up. I will see you all on Monday for an instant reaction game 4, where my attitude is hopefully a lot different. See you then.